Hello guys, thank you for support, I mean for subscribe and watching this channel. And let's finish one more project. Yes, last week we started a very small and cute model in 1/35 scale from plastic. It's Italian TANKETTE L3 controcarro or anti-tank in English version with a 20mm anti-tank rifle or gun. It's a Bronco model. There are many different variations of this kit in Bronco's boxes, and we have one of them without interior, but in AT modifications. From myself I added here sandbags just to make this model a little bit more interesting than the in-boxy variant. And also I add some holes. I drill it in a muzzle brake of our barrel. And that's all. There is some photo-etched parts from the box on this model. And I open one of the hatches on this vehicle because in future I want to put here one figure. And now we can prepare our model for painting process. I want to divide our track links from the whole of tankette. It allows me to avoid headache with the painting of this section. Put our track links on toothpicks to make our painting process more comfortable. Also, I need to degrease all the model. Usually I do this by the covering all the model with white spirit. For example, from Decal 1050. Yes. Okay, model degreased, and now is the time for primary layer. For this purpose I use Vallejo's red-brown acrylic primary and my airbrush, just covering all the model with the primary. Here I make some mistakes, not a problem, just let model to dry up and then sand it this place with a sandpaper. Optionally add pre-shading. I hope that this stage wouldn't be useless, who knows. For basic color I choose something sandy. I have ICM acrylic paints and Vallejo's also. So use ICM's one. I decided to mix a pale sand and light earth colors to reach not very light and not very dark yellow tone. The main problem of this stage, covering all the model with a basic color, is trying not to hide previous pre-shading. Here's a result, nice sand color, mix it on eye as usual, looks cool. And you know from previous video, or maybe not, I want to receive two-colored yellow-brown camouflage as on box art of this kit. So brown color. I decided to add here a little bit of lighter tone, because I don't like dark tones. So our task is to make spots with a brown color, hard and patient process, and it seems not bad result for this camouflage we have. Now we can highlight the relief of our model using a thin brush and the lighter tones of our basic yellow and brown colors. Sandbags we covered in a light earth tone, and after that a little bit of dry brush technique with the light tone over the dark one. After that, small details. First of all, these small rollers. It was really hard to paint them carefully, not to blur other details, but if you have some problems in such cases, you can also use some dust, pigments or paints to hide some weak points of your model. In ground vehicles, it's an option. Filters, why not? There was two variants for me. Brown filter, it's not bad, but it makes our sand color more like a German Dunkelgelb basic color, and I don't want to receive that color in our desert vehicle. So instead of them I use a green filter. Yes, it makes our color more bright, and I like it. Some other small details, like these instruments and barrels, have to be painted. During the process of painting I noticed that there is some gaps on exhausting pipe, so I tried to apply additional layer of Tamiya's putty and then sand it, and also finish the work with springs and instruments with the help of Vallejo's gunmetal color and a mix of such tones for the wooden part of our pig. Next thing that fixes or our earlier work, our results, is a good layer of gloss coat, and it also allows us to moving further, I mean decals and wash. What about the barrel? It have to be painted in gunmetal according to painting scheme. It's a problem because our barrel is on a model, so we have to use some masks if we want to paint it carefully using airbrush or maybe use hand brush. So I decided just to cut off our barrel from the main part of the model and to paint it separately. List of decals, two main painting and marking options for a command unit and for ordinary one. Our is an ordinary vehicle. Vallejo's products for decals, I use Decal Fix and Decal Softener. You can use any other products, maybe Tamiya's or some others. So put our decals into the water, then apply them on our surface, remove excess of water. Let dry up our decals and then put a little bit of decal softener. When the work on decals is totally finished, I fixed all these decals with additional layer of gloss coat. Wash to highlight the relief of our model, additionally to the previous highlighting with the brighter tones of our basic sand and brown colors. Interesting process that changes the view of our model. Grills, they doesn't have any holes, so to imitate them I put wash here plentifully. Let it dry up and then remove extra wash with the ear sticks, for example. There will be no problems with this operation if the layer of gloss coat were fine. Yes. And here our gunmetal barrel, apply it back on its place using some drops of super glue in form of gel. Oh, truck links, forget about them, I covered them in a metal color. And trucks unfortunately were crumbled a little bit, but not a problem. I gathered them together and put on a model, and we received a nice view. It is good when you can put your truck links on their place after painting. Sometimes happen some problems, some difficulties with this. And almost the last thing on this model, and yes, it is still our model, somewhere under this sheet of paper. As you remember, there was a figure. I don't know when I will paint it, but I hope that day comes. Anyway, we have to prepare some interior view for our figure while we leave our hatch in opened position. So for this purpose I applying white color, white paint into this hole. After all previous steps and covering all the model with a layer of matte coat, I add here dry pigments and also glasses for our headlights from the box. This is a desert vehicle, so dust dry pigments compares to this model. Also some rusty and smoky dry pigments on pipes. And let's see on our final result, on final photos and views of our work. Maybe sandbags not very natural, but let it be. I'm satisfied with this model, it's okay. High level of detalization, good assembling except some moments, but they're not critical. And I'm satisfied with the result of painting of this kit, because painting is very valuable. So I hope you enjoy this model too. and it represents one of the units somewhere near Bardia in Libya, North Africa 1941. Well, at least according to the historical reference for these models. And some bonus views with a prototype of a German heavy tank VK3601 Pre-Tiger from right field model, and we can see that how much this almost Tiger is bigger than our Italian TANKETTE. Okay, moving forward, I have started one new project about one grey and revetted tank. I hope there will be enough time to present this model for you in some of next videos. Anyways, thank you for today's watchings, have a nice day, good luck and bye.